What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom, where we put the real in reality or whatever. Period. I'm your host, Pharaoh. We're joined by one of the co-hosts, Lee Wong. I'm not Pharaoh Wong. I'm Pharaoh.
Wow, you lost your Wong status?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Bitch, you will
Body
never
shame
be
revoked.
Right. You
Lee
will never be a
Wong
Wong.
And Miss Josie Ann Wong. Y'all, how y'all feeling about week 2 of Big Brother Canada 5? You love that, Max?
The actor is crazy. No,
I love the way Canadians say Canada. Oh, I love it so much.
No, it's so good. This week just kind of proves the testament that will always occur, which is every week is entertaining. Like, it doesn't matter, and each and every single person on this cast shines to a degree or another. Like, we got to see Emily, Dylan, Dallas. Say what you want about them, but it did give interesting TV. So all in all, great week.
No, I was surprised to see Emily. I was like, "Oh, you actually did a little 1-2 or whatever." This was a really good week, especially it being so early in the season. I enjoyed it a lot personally, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I will say, with Dallas going home, I am a little upset because something about this week really unlocked a primal urge to really need Dallas in ways that I will not go into, because this is not After Dark, child. But if it was, just know, Dallas, baby, you could get that. You could easily get. Do you need that? And Josie Ann back up. Josie Ann back up.
No, there's a specific DR, you guys. Like, he's wearing white and he's wearing his hat back, and I think there's like a bandana underneath.
Ooh.
I needed him in ways that were biblical. So, alas,
Josie, I will fight for my man, bitch. Okay, I will.
No, y'all be
let me put the gloves on.
The figure right. Y'all be thinking Lee is. Listen, y'all be thinking I'm crazy. Baby, Lee gets down. Y'all need to listen to one of them After Dark podcasts. Lee gets down. He started talking about fucking and bucking and I'm telling y'all.
I would never.
You don't got to watch the show. Just turn on one of the After Dark podcasts, the Love Cabin one where Lee's there, and just listen to all the crazy stuff he said. You think I'm crazy? I get it from him. I do.
You do not get it from me. You do not get it from me.
No, Pharaoh, you're bad. Like,
that's the thing. It's always the devil you don't know. I'm bad, and everybody know I'm bad.
But see, I'm bad. I'm bad where I need to be bad. You're bad on the Amazing Race podcast. Okay, I do it on After Dark where it's supposed to be at.
I'm not here to code switch. I'm here to be real.
So now I'm not real.
You're real. Sometimes. Because sometimes you have thoughts, and those thoughts you be like, I'm gonna just keep my thoughts to myself. We'll get off the podcast. He'd be like, girl, the gag is I was agreeing with you, yada yada yada. Right.
Sometimes you have to be demure. Sometimes you have to be mindful.
Somebody have to be mindful because if we both just up here going, it's gonna get bad.
It does. No, what the problem is if you ever do match my energy, now we're just going and going. It's like, wait, whoa.
It would be a mess. Literally. And that's basically what After Dark is me going along with it. And then it gets bad. It gets bad.
We don't ever need to do that no more, actually.
One
of them episodes, it was bad. I was like, oh my God.
That's why we're making a Patreon. We can save it for the Patreon.
You're right. All right, let me pull up the girlies. The girlies and the gays. Boom. We have the cast. We're at week 2. For a quick overview, Dimitri has won the head of household. He initially nominated Emily and Dylan. Dylan won the power of veto. I can't do that.
Accent is sending me.
I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to find it. Toronto. All right, and Dallas, you're going home. Dallas is going home. And that was the week. So here we are. Let's get into it. Let's get into it for real. So after Mark goes home, they play the head of household competition. It's kick the ball. It's literally kick the ball. I have a problem with that. What are we doing?
I
needed it to be something else. I don't know if I was just like, this is too simple. But I think in my mind, I'm like, this is too simple. We're just kicking the ball. That was my problem.
I mean, I think a lot of the complaints I've had about Big Brother competitions have always been it's not accessible, it's not equitable. To me, comp like this is so simple, but it's equitable and fair. Like someone like Karen has a chance. Well, obviously she's not competing, but like someone like Karen can win just as much as someone like Dylan can win versus someone like Cindy could win, you know? So it doesn't bother me as much. In fact, I kind of like the fact that they had 2 rounds because like one and done, like sometimes you're just kind of in a bad situation, but doing it twice, I feel like is a little bit more skill based than it is luck based, but still equitable.
That's real. I think I liked the fact that it felt equitable, but I think in my mind, I immediately went to, well, baby, if I ain't never kicked the ball, my ugly ass gonna be looking crazy up there. So I think that was also my mindset. I'm like, it's simple, but also it's like you kind of have to. Well, you don't have to have the skill, but if someone has the skill of like soccer or kicking the ball, it's like it's
like Cody Calafiore, bitch. It would have been like, okay, hold on.
Yeah, exactly. So, but you're still right. It's way more equitable than I've seen a lot of other competitions. But I think that's all. That was my issue.
I think Big Brother Canada is good at making comps more equitable on average, for sure.
Yeah.
They definitely try harder too. I feel like so many of their competitions, they'll like tweak it a little bit versus the Big Brother US version, and it's like just doing this one thing helps. So I ain't gonna hate too bad, but they do the cute little bracket style. And I wanted to mention Netta's diary room, and we'll get more into it clearly next week.
But why are you doing this to her?
She said, because I have to air this girl out. She said, you know, now that I have this safety from Canada, I really want to try even harder to win this HOH so I can prove that I'm playing this game hard. And
which is so crazy because in the last Power of Veto, she literally said, or was it this Power of Veto? Where she's like, I don't want to win this because I want people to think I'm a weak competitor because when the safety runs up, they won't want to target me. Right. And it's like, to me, that is great thinking, girl, especially if you're in so much power. There's no need for you to win the HOH right now. Like, we're not there yet, but Netta is confusing me. Like, girl, you do not need these competitions.
I think it's because of the fear of this idea that, oh, like you didn't play half the game. Like if she sits beside someone can easily say like, I've had to play since day one. Like you got safety for half a season. Like you really didn't have to do anything, right? That's always going to be a knock to her game. So I think Netta's response is to overcompensate, and that will manifest itself in HOHs versus vetoes, which are like, I think less required for her. Like an HOH does a move. Like, yeah, a veto is a very powerful tool, but the HOH puts 2 people up, puts a replacement up. Like she wants that power because she doesn't want to seem like she's doing nothing for half a season.
And that's why I get annoyed with Big Brother in general. Like competitions do not prove that you're doing something. Like, girl, you are in the strongest alliance of the game and you're in the center of it damn near. That's impressive enough. You don't have to say you won the competition that did it. You could say, I ran Dimitri's HOH. I ran this person's HOH. The fact that I was safe as this all-star player and still able to maintain my space in the game and then get all the way to final 2 when the safety ended is impressive. So I just wish you wouldn't want to overcorrect with competitions. Like you are a strong strategic competitor without the competitions.
That's true. There's also this like energy with Big Brother Canada, like BB US versus BB Canada reminds me of Survivor US versus Survivor Australia. Like there's a meta to the game that you need to do something. And Big Brother US, no shade, baby, you could go to the end of the game not doing shit, still win, da da da. But in Big Brother Canada, it's like, what did you do? You know, you have to do something. That iconic final 2 of Kayla and Paris screaming at the screen, that's Big Brother Canada. That's BB Can. You have to do something. And she keeps saying like, Canada, I'm going to still try. I'm going to still do this, da, da, da. And you can tell it's like, it's the energy that Big Brother Canada gives. It's kind of like, if you're in Survivor Australia, you can't play that whole, well, I'm just going to lay low to the end and expect to win Survivor Australia. It's like, that's not the meta of that game. I do think if Netta would have sat here, not done much, or laid low, as she probably should have, if she would have made the final 2, I think they would have challenged her on that. I do think she's right in the sense that if she's in final 2 in the whole first 5 weeks, she didn't win an HOH or a veto or she lay low, I think they would have been like, well, baby, what did you do? They would have asked her to prove herself. I think she's trying to get ahead of that. But that's the issue. I don't know. It's so weird because it's weird for me to like, I don't think she just should do nothing. Obviously do something, but you don't have to win HOH to do something.
I think my take on it is that Big Brother is a social game, but like kind of like Survivor in a sense, there are like three pillars. You have your social game, you have your strategy, and you have your competition wins, and they all enable each other. But to me, I view it as social game, and there's two elements that add to the social game. And for Netta, like unfortunately, social game is great, but people have to vouch for you and believe you in what you're saying. Like you could sit in the final two and say, well, I control this and I control that. But if no one believes you either, like that also becomes a problem. And so you still need some front facing moves to add to your credibility, if you will, or your power stance, in my opinion. And that's why people do add value to the competition wins. Like, granted, my favorite players are not the best competition winners. Like, I think Kevin Jacobs is one of the best to win Big Brother Canada, and he can win shit. So, like, you know, but he does it in a way that it's still front facing enough, and he has people who vouch for him in jury. Who knows if you can do that? And again, I think it's this paranoia idea of like, okay, now I have to overplay to compensate the fact that I'm technically not playing the game like it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
very much so.
And I think what Theodore said here is kind of what I'm thinking as well. Like, I think Netta needed to trust the fact that people already know that she's the Netta. Like, she can lay low and play many moves at the end that the jury will most likely believe her. I truly think it's kind of a non-issue for Netta because her legacy alone would be enough. Like, some people I do think carry that to where it's like Sari, for example. I think Sari could go on Survivor 50 and do nothing. If she's in Final 3, I would bet my bottom dollar Sari probably wins just off her legacy, especially for being someone who hasn't won. So I kind of feel that with Netta, where it's like, yeah, the competition wins are important, but I feel like for her specifically, like, she didn't necessarily need them to prove that she's that girl. Like, we already know you're that girl.
That's real. And I might have more thoughts, but we'll see next week, actually, what my other thoughts might be. Because let's see what you do, Queen. But Dimitri ends up winning this head of household. Very iconic, was just on the block, barely stayed, won the HOH. He ate that up. And immediately, Cassandra thinks that she's going to run this head of household.
And it's so interesting, too. Did you catch in the preview thing they were doing? They made it seem like Cassandra got her way and flipped the vote. I'm like, baby, that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. This is why this girl got such a big head on this season, because y'all gassing her up like she doing all of this stuff. Is she was not the only person that made that move happen. And so I think the edit really was buying into this because they believed in Cassandra. I feel like they really thought this was going to be the thing. Cassandra runs Dimitri. But Ika situates that very quickly.
Immediately, it's Ika. Even on the feeds, when I was reading the feeds, it was the first conversation Dimitri had. He went to Mama's Ika. It was immediately Ika and Ika influencing it. So quickly we see Ika go to Dimitri, and she's essentially saying, "Look, I know Bruno, and Bruno's scared he's going to get nominated, of course. And Ika told Bruno, girl, I got you. Don't worry." She's like, "Look, I know Bruno voted that way, but girl, that wasn't for real. They were voting that way for fake because really we had a plan. We were all locked in and they knew what they was lying. No shade." But she just wants to protect Bruno, Kevin. It's clear that she's preferring them, especially because we see by the end of the week they have this new alliance. There's a group forming. So she's like, okay, let's get him on the right track, which is towards Dallas, Dylan, and Emily. Right?
Shut up.
So she's pointing him in that direction. And I think what's crazy to me, which is why I don't even know what we're going to say about Ika's decision, but what's crazy to me is this whole time, Cassandra, she'll come upstairs right after Ika. Ika will push Dallas, Dylan, and Emily. That's essentially what happened. Cassandra will come upstairs and she'd be like, "Yes, you need to listen to me and Ika. Me and Ika know exactly what we're talking." And she's saying a whole nother fucking thing than Ika. And she think they're on the same page. Baby, no, y'all are not on the same page. It's hilarious. But yes, Ika's eating this up. Period. Truly.
Yeah, the Cassandra and Ika thing is so interesting because this week we see Ika kind of pivot in terms of like, I mean, she goes back and forth, but truly I think her trust is within Netta and Cindy. And then towards the end of the week, we see that pivot with like more of like a Cassandra Gary situation. And so like in the beginning, like of the week, like I was making fun of Cindy. Like there's a scene I try to like go through Twitter and like see old clips if I could find them. But there is a scene of like Cassandra Dre and Neda like in a room making fun of Cassandra. Like they're making fun of her. Like they did not like her. I think a lot of it stems from the things that we didn't see on feeds. Distrust. I think people also lied on Cassandra, but also Cassandra was going after the vets. So I think Cassandra's a little in delusion about where she stands with the vets, specifically with Ika in the beginning of the week. And obviously Ika does apologize to Cassandra later on and they try to pivot. But I feel like it's a little too late, to be real.
And that's what I love about Ika this week. Like that's what I was literally noting down when reading the feeds, because you cannot really pinpoint necessarily where Ika wants to be, because every time she has a conversation with someone, she mirrors them. Like there's even a situation on feeds where like she brings Neda and Cassandra together to have like a meeting to like go over why they shouldn't be beefing and all of these things. Like she kind of plays the mediator, and then she also runs back information, stuff that Cass is saying about Neda, stuff that Neda is saying about Cass. Like she's so interesting in that way, because I would love to see like a deep dive with her on her thoughts on this season, because like where was she truly leaning? Was she unsure? Or like I just want to know her thoughts, because you can't really tell who she truly trusts, because she will just mirror anybody. Like I see her having conversations with Jackie about game, and she's just telling Jackie whatever the fuck she want to hear. Like she tells everyone what they want to hear. I think it's such a successful strategy for her this season, because people believe that she's honest. They believe that she actually is trustworthy, which in a way she is. Like I don't think Ika is a liar, and that just really helps her. So I found that really, really interesting throughout the week. Like Cass literally thinks that her, Ika, and Gary and Dallas are kind of on the outs of the vets. Well, truly, it's just her a little bit, and Gary to an extent in Dallas, but Ika not in that at all, baby. Ika is fully in it, and you have Cass thinking an entirely different thing because of the conversation she had with her the whole time. Ika don't even like Cassandra.
Literally, very, very good. At like, I don't know. I guess she's just mirroring her. Like she really is mirroring her. Cassandra is so like indebted to the fact that her and Ika and Gary, like she thinks she has a group, which is why I think she thinks she can operate the way she's operating, try to be Miss Puppet Master. And it's like, baby, you can't do that, because she goes to Dimitri and she's trying to push very subtly at first Bruno. Like she's pushing Bruno subtly. She's like, I mean, look, I think you can trust all the newbies. I really don't think you have a problem with any of the newbies. You don't need to focus on them. I think maybe we need to focus on, I mean, like Bruno and Kevin, why'd they vote you again? Like, what do we need to do with that? And then we see on the feeds, after she has this conversation with Dimitri, she goes to every single newbie. She literally goes to every single newbie, one by one, and says, you need to go to Dimitri and push Bruno. You need to go to Dimitri. Karen, and I think we just need to push Bruno. Dre, I think we just need to all...
Mind you, none of them did that.
None of them did it. And it's like, wow, is this what she was doing in 4, but they were actually doing it? Because no one listened to this like...
I mean, it truly, like 4, from what I remember, and Josiane probably has more knowledge on it, but from what I remember, it was one of those seasons where everyone was kind of at the same level of gameplay. So as far as believing things, they would do so very easily. It didn't take much for them to move forward. Like a lot of people were tunnel vision that season, in my opinion. So it didn't take much for them to get kind of stuck on someone. And Cassandra was never really anyone's main target. So that kind of allowed her to like bounce around a little bit more, at least from what I remember.
No, Cassandra was definitely like a hot mess in the beginning, but she wasn't Cassandra, if you get what I mean. Like her target, who she is in this house, is very different than who she was in the house, because no one knows each other. No one knows what the house thinks, or like the outside public. And again, I think she really benefits from having Tim in the house. And I think she kind of talks about it. She's like, you guys can be my Tim 2.0 a few times here and there to various people, because I do think that Tim helped ground her in a sense. Like Tim's kind of crazy in his own way, like his HOH, like Tim kind of started the whole gummy bears coming out in an HOH room and causing chaos. Like we need to thank Tim for that. Thank you, King. But like, I just feel like Cassandra, again, like I said, like on Monday, Dallas and Cassandra don't learn from the mistakes of their previous seasons, and it comes to bite them in the butt both times.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and then so essentially this has become like the main reason why she's even being targeted by the veterans. Like when the feeds first open, it's Netta, Ika, Cindy, Bruno discussing how she wants to backdoor you, Bruno, and for that we need to take her out of the game. And so even Gary is warning her, like, you shouldn't be pushing this that hard. Like, that is going to make you an outcast. And she's just not listening. She is determined to try and get Bruno and Kevin targeted, especially during this week under Dimitri's HOH. Like, that is what her goal would want. And it's just not working. And she's not seeing that it's not working. That's what's confusing to me. It's like, at some point, you would expect her to stop and be like, why is no one listening to me? Do they have something else going on? You know, like, you don't have the control over Dimitri like you think, especially based off of the backdoor option that it became, which was Dallas. It's like I don't think Cassandra knows how to pivot that well.
I mean, I don't want to drag her, but I think Cassandra lacks like awareness. Like that's her biggest downfall. The best players, the best social players, in my opinion, have an awareness of how people are, how they like to be played, how they like to be approached. Yeah. Not everyone can think on the same level as you. Just because you talk to them the way you would like to be talked to doesn't mean that they're going to now accept what you're saying as truth, because that's not how you need to approach said person. And I think Cassandra kind of forgets that like people aren't like her. You know, when she's like, you bitches need to stop, like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Cassandra, we know that's you. And like some people can be like, okay, that's just how Cassandra talks. But like some people might get like cold about it. Like they might not love that approach. And I think she lacks that a lot, unfortunately. And I think that's what makes her demise, because to a degree, right? Like in a house like this, like there are people who are going to benefit you. They're not going to benefit everyone, but they're going to benefit you. And Cassandra does benefit a lot of the newbies, but no one trusts her. And no one's clocking in like, okay, if no one trusts her, then maybe she needs to find someone she can trust, and then it'll make sense. But none of the newbies are actually thinking like that.
No, and that's why it sucks that it is a half and half cast a little bit. Like I'm not gonna hate on the season. This is still one of the best seasons, and it is half and half. But for certain players in this season, like Gary, like Dallas, like Cass, because they were outcasted from this OG veterans group, they didn't have anyone else to really run to. These newbies were, for lack of better words, a lot of them were worthless as players. Like Ika snatched up the best ones, William and Dre, in my opinion. Like the rest of them were just sitting ducks. You couldn't really and Dimitri. Ika snatched up the valuable ones. After that, wasn't really much else to go. If she couldn't keep Ika on her side, which she could not, then she was done for. Same with Gary, same with Dallas. And so it's so kind of frustrating to see them just flail out in this season, when I feel like if it was a full all-star cast, they could have maneuvered a little bit more, especially hearing some of the names that were considered. I'm like, damn, like what would that dynamic have been, you know? But hey, we didn't get that. It's fine. And I think the season still plays out pretty well. It's just, it does suck for those certain players, because I hated to see their demises. Like I would love to see Cassandra and Gary go way further. But Dallas, I mean, I'm not shocked. I love my man, but I mean, Dallas.
My candy.
I see what you're saying.
That's all he is.
I feel like Cass jumped the gun. I think wanting Bruno and Kevin out, that's fine. Want them out. But playing in a manner as if like you have so much dominance and control, it's so early in the season. Someone in the chat said it. She's playing too hard, too fast. And that's truly, that's the truth. Like she really just is like nothing. And I don't think there's anything wrong with playing too hard, but you know, it's giving tortoise in the hair. It's giving the hair. Like, is that right? Yeah, it's giving the hair. Like, girl, slow down. Bruno will go home. Bruno, no shade. Also, you have to try to get out Bruno, and it's never no shade. Like, she's going so hard to get out. Girl, Bruno's going to go. But also, it's like, you need to gauge what's happening around you. Her true issue, I don't even think her issue is targeting Bruno. I don't think her issue is trying to push it to Dimitri. I don't think any of that is her issue. Her issue is Ika's not with her. The whole time she's thinking, because Lee, you're right. I don't think she pivoted, but I genuinely think she thought Bruno was going to be renommed until Dallas was renommed. Like, I think in her mind, she did think she had this control over Dimitri until Dallas was already on the block. And it's like, baby, why did you think that? Because even on like closer to the power veto situation. She's still talking to Dimitri as if they're going to, her, Ika, and him are going to work together to get out Bruno. It's like, Bruno's not going home. Dallas is going home. Dallas, you're going home. Like, what's not clicking? Even during that conversation where Ika is telling Dallas is going home, you can see Cassandra in the background. She's looking confused. Why you don't know Dallas is going? It doesn't even seem like she knows Dallas is going home at that point. It's like, baby, that's today. So I think that's her issue. She just has this big ass blind spot with Ika, and that's preventing her. Because if Ika was on the same page as her, Bruno would be going home. Like 1000%. Like if she was right about Ika, Bruno would be out of the motherfucking game. But you're wrong about Ika, so you're wrong about everything. The season about Ika. What? Go ahead.
Oh no, you go.
I was gonna say it's kind of like, for some reason, it reminds me of Tiffany Mitchell in Big Brother 23. If you're wrong about the perception of Tiffany, you're wrong about everything. And also like the whole idea of Tiffany's so open to work with anyone, especially at the beginning of the game. It was like she was working with Christian, she was working with DX, she was working with Claire, she was working with Xavier, she was working with everyone. So it's like everyone thinks they're with her, but if you're not actually with her, you're just going to be playing blindly the whole time. And that's how this feels. Like you're not actually with Ika, so you're playing blindly. No shame.
Yeah, because she's a big central point in Cassandra's game, in Gary's game. So that's a very true point. And I think this week is truly when the dissension of Ika from the vets started, only because I do feel like while she doesn't necessarily love Cassandra, she will want to work with Cassandra. She sees Cassandra as valuable. I think she sees Gary as valuable. I think she sees Dallas as valuable. And what we see for the next few weeks is these people that are more in her corner are now being targeted. And I feel like that makes her want to split, because it's like, you're not really getting what you want anymore. You know, if she wanted her way, I don't think Dallas would be going home this week, really. So it's like she's continuously in a position to where people who could be helping her are now being sent out the door, and other people are being protected. Because like even in this week, they don't talk about it on the episode, but people like Dylan, Emily, they already believe that they have a set alliance with Netta, Bruno, and Kevin. That's something that comes up in the episodes later, but they already formed that this week. So while that group is protecting their own people, Ika's people are the one that's in danger. So I feel like when she does fully flip, it's because she now has to make sure the last few people she have left are protected. Because if not, Bruno, Kevin, and Netta would have just ran through all of them.
I'm glad you brought that up, because my question that I was having while watching is, I'm like, why is Ika weakening Cassandra? Cassandra thinks Ika's her number 2 ally, maybe even her number 1 ally at this point. Cassandra thinks Ika is up there supporting her. And it's like, if someone thinks you're so close to their ally, why are you weakening someone who could essentially help your game? Whereas you don't trust Kevin. This entire week on the feeds, I don't trust Kevin. Dre, I don't trust Kevin. You know, I want to work with Kevin. I want to trust Kevin. I don't trust Kevin. I'm like, weaken Kevin. You are saying how you kind of like Cassandra. You're kind of okay with her. She annoys you sometimes, but da-da-da-da. And then you're saying you don't trust Kevin. It's like, if you have to weaken one of the two, a part of me is like, why did we decide to weaken Cassandra when she's so pro Ika right now? I don't know.
I think it's because Cassandra's a messy player. Like, say what you want about Ika, like, yeah, maybe she can lean into her emotions, which is totally valid. But at the end of the day, she is somewhat logical and she keeps her things together. Like, Ika can go and give information to said person, but it never goes back to her. It's never on Ika, like ever. Cassandra is a mess. Like, she is a mess. Like, from jump, like, she is running around and she is doing too much. Cassandra has, I think, unfortunately, not had enough time to digest what her best attributes are and what her worst attributes are. She came into the game, Canada loves me, I'm this great strategic player, da-da-dee-da-da-da, and she immediately comes into the new season. And she thinks that she can replicate the game that she did because it worked well for her, right? She ended up in 4th. But she fails to realize, one, she's playing with people who have also played, who have also watched her play. And she, like, to be fair, granted, I would hope that all the newbies also watch Cassandra's season before coming on. So, like, everyone kind of knows her gig. So when she is going around and telling people, you need to do this, you need to do that, blah, 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 like, it's too much, it's too messy, and it's too forward, and it's too out there, and it's week 1. Like, Cassandra was running around from week won. Like it was a mess.
Yep. And that's true. And it's definitely like there's an organization there. There's literally a whole alliance that gets formed that Kevin and Bruno are a part of. Netta and Cindy are vouching for them. It's like too many people are organized on this side, and then you're over there doing what the fuck ever. So that does make sense as well. It's like you kind of have to choose that side. But a part of me is also like, girl, middle ground it. Jackie can go up. No shade. Like, go ahead and get out, Jackie. You because I mean, and we know hindsight is 2020. She don't even like Jackie ass. And it's like we have to waste a week to get Jackie out later on. You could have got Jackie out right here. No shade. Like Dallas, you love him. You're crying. You literally don't even want to say his name when you're evicting him. Cassandra, she thinks she's with you. Like, who the fuck am I?
And I think she's just in that rock and a hard place because I think she came into this game. Her main loyalty was to Netta. And she's like, well, I'm choosing this side. And that side includes Cindy, Kevin, and Bruno. And she does not like them like that. So it's like, I'm not shocked that she eventually leaves this group because it's almost like, not that she's forced to be in it, but because of where her loyalty lies, it's like she's basically forced to be in it because she does not like half the people in it.
Yeah.
Like, to be fair, I also want to point out that it is Dimitri's HOH. And while Ika does have control over Dimitri, what we saw week 1 is he vouched himself as someone who will be going after Dylan. That is what he sold, and like his soul to, kind of. Like, he has to go after Dylan. Like, when Dylan goes and he pleads to Dimitri's can't really be receptive to it because this is the reason why he's here, right? It's the fact that he's going after another newbie, and it makes inherently like sense for Dimitri to go after someone who is aligned with, you know, Dylan. And we don't see Dallas put up. Yeah, right. We don't like see Dylan immediately put up, or sorry, Dallas immediately put up on the block, right? He's a replacement nom, and had Dylan not won veto, like Dallas would have stayed. Like part of it is circumstance, and some of it is due to the fact that low-key his hands are tied. Like he can't do anything that deviates from what he sold his campaign to.
I do agree.
Especially
and I think
with the new alliance that just formed.
Yeah, literally. And I think like because they all are in agreement very early on that we need to target Dylan and Dallas. Literally, that was at the beginning of the week. They were like, even before the veto, they were like kind of speaking as if, and that's the thing, because they all have their own ideas. Ika has her own idea and her own plan, but when they're speaking as a group, they speak as if they all are wanting Dallas gone. And it's like, in reality, that's not true, but that's how they're speaking. So it just feels like that's what the group wants. But I think Dallas even did a good job pre-veto when he campaigned. He was like, look, I'm a strong man, but we can make a deal because you're strong, I'm strong. If I win the next HOH, I'll keep you safe. And a part of me feels like Dimitri wanted to kind of take that. He was like, okay, because he ended up putting up Emily instead. Like, I thought Dallas did a good job. I thought it was going to a path where, like, you're right. Like, Dylan was going to just go home if he didn't win that veto. It's just, we get to the veto and Dylan wins it. And it's like, well, hey.
That's what I find so interesting about all of this. And this is why, honestly, Kevin and Bruno are so sinister, and I would want them to go as well, is because Dallas is essentially targeted because they feel like he abandoned the newbies for Dylan and Emily. Yet, as soon as Dallas is removed from the picture, well, not even fully removed, when he's no longer talking to them, Kevin and Bruno swoop in and they take Emily and Dylan as their own pawns. So it's like, it's not necessarily that you were upset that he wasn't with y'all or that he's working with Dallas and Emily. Y'all are just mad that they're not up under y'all.
Yeah.
Which is fair gameplay, but it's like sick as fuck for Dallas because it's like, y'all just wanted to use his people. Like, I don't know. Like, it's so crazy how, like, they're not even focused on Emily and Dylan after that. They want to now work with them. It's like, okay.
Kevin and Bruno get away with a lot. Like, they genuinely do. Because, like, it's not shown on the show, but they make an alliance. Kevin, Bruno, Dallas, Mark, and I think Dylan. They make an alliance. I think it's called like the Wiser Guys or the Wise Guys or whatever. Who cares? Mark went home. Key Asylum. And I like, if anything, like Kevin and Bruno were playing quite similar to Dallas. And that's why it kind of takes me out, because Dallas, his fault is that when he likes people, one thing about Dallas, he's not fake. Let me tell you something about Dallas. Once he likes you, he stays with you. He's not interested in geeking with people he don't like. Like genuinely, that's just how he moves, and that's his fatal flaw. Like he'll hang out with Levita and like people from that season and not talk to the Jareds and the blah blah blah, and that's why he gets into whatever with them. Same thing here. He gets along with Dylan. It makes sense. They're like kind of like two peas in a pod. Like
dilly dally.
How they were dilly dally. Like Dallas stays there and he's comfortable, right? But he's thinking, I'm good. It's okay if I hang out with people I like because I'm still with the vets. But the vets need reassurance. And so that's what makes them different. But Kevin and Bruno last week were talking about the Sens with Mark, trying to keep him, flip a vote, blah, blah, blah. But because Netta is tied to them, they benefit from Netta. Like they genuinely benefit from Netta because they're not that great. And that's why we barely see them.
Yep.
And I think that's why Netta wanted to use them, because I think in Netta's mind, she knows that they think that they can use her, but she knows that she's really using them. And that's just what's so interesting about her as a player overall too, because it's like she is still so good at lowering her threat level, even though she's the biggest target in this game. Honestly, like she should be the main one, but I guess you can't touch her because of the safety. But even before the safety, it didn't seem like many people were like checking for Netta as someone that they need to target.
Very much so. So Emily and Dylan are nominated. Of course, they play the power of veto competition. You had to squeeze the milk into your little jug thing, whoop the whoop. And Dylan wins the power of veto, which means a renom has to be created. We all know it's Dallas and that Dallas is going home, but Cass doesn't know that. So Cass is going to Dimitri and she's like, yeah, I mean, you know, what are you thinking? And he says he's thinking Dallas. And she's like, well, I mean, if it was me, I would have targeted Bruno. Like, personally, me, I would have put up Bruno, baby.
I'm just like, baby, we don't care.
Wrap it up. Then she tries to go to Dallas and tell Dallas to push Bruno. And Dallas, in his mind, he's like, well, shit, I'm in danger. I know I'm close to Dylan and Emily. Let me do what I got to do. I'm going to try to push Bruno, try to remake a deal with Dimitri, He does what Cass is saying. I think the issue is he should probably be pushing Jackie. Like, it's not going to be Bruno. There's a whole alliance. I know he doesn't know this, but it's like, it's not going to be Bruno. It's always about the momentum. Where can we push the momentum towards? If we have to convince Ika and Cindy and Netta and Kevin, where could we convince them of? We can't convince them to do Bruno. So we shouldn't be pushing Bruno. We need to be pushing somebody where we could actually convince them to do. I thought Karen Karen, I didn't think was a good idea. Personally, I feel like it should have been Jackie. If you were going to push anyone else and it wasn't yourself, I personally feel like it should have been Jackie, because Jackie's running around saying she hates all the vets. Get that girl out.
I mean, the issue is that, like, kind of what I talked about frequencies, right? You have like what the vets are talking about, what the newbies are talking about. The newbies are all thinking it's Karen. Like everyone thinks it's Karen. They're trying to push for Karen. And at one point in time, I think Dallas was also pushing for Karen.
Yeah, he was.
Beginning of the week. And that's a newbie frequency, right? Karen, right? She put up Dimitri. That's it. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I know she won a competition, but like Karen's threat level is nothing. Like, you guys are all bitching about her. Like, they were all complaining about her. Like, some of the things that were being said about Karen, it's a bit much. Like, Karen was fighting with Jackie every other minute. Like, to be honest, Karen isn't all that. Like, and the vets understand that, right? Because that comes with experience. That comes with the newbies want to go, okay, well, who is the most outsider, so that we could just put them on the block. But that's not how the vets are playing. That's not vet frequency. And for the vets, even though to me it doesn't make sense, because I don't think Dallas was coming after them. I understand the insecurity, obviously, but to them it's like, okay, well, who's the next best thing? And it's Dallas. Dallas is a threat to them.
Yeah,
and so those two frequencies, like, they're different. And obviously Dallas is a vet, but he has almost disassociated himself, that he is almost on that like newbie frequency, unfortunately. Same thing with Cassandra.
I agree. And I feel like that exact idea is exactly what Ika is explaining in like the conversation we keep referencing, where she's like, Dallas, you're going home. That conversation is important for so many more reasons other than my entertainment. Like, I love it. But also, literally, first of all, this is exactly why Ika makes it far in this season. She is just honest. Everyone likes a real ass bitch. Truly, everyone likes somebody who's honest and real and just forthright. I mean, you could argue the last winner of Big Brother US was very honest and very open and very forthright with Ashley. Ashley played the game and she just said what the fuck she felt and said what she meant and told the people exactly what it was to their face. And it's like stuff like that really does help people feel less threatened by you. Truly, it doesn't feel threatening to be around Ika. It doesn't feel threatening to have Ashley in the game. It genuinely doesn't, because you think you know exactly what they're doing. You would think you knew exactly how Ika feels, exactly what Ika thinks. Whole time you don't, but you would think that, especially with this conversation, because she's going to Dallas. She's like, well, I mean, girl, the tea is you dumped us for Emily and Dylan of all people. You went over there. That's kind of how all the vets are feeling, and that's exactly what happened, Dallas. So honestly, I think you're going home. Honestly, Dallas, and she starts crying, and apparently she's actually crying because she actually is cool with him.
Yeah, no, it was a whole thing on the feed. Like, she was crying. Netta came and consoled her. Like, she was really upset. Let's listen.
I feel like if you sit there, you're going home. You're gonna go.
Wait, the speed is too high.
Ah!
I feel like you're going home. If you sit there, you're going home. You're gonna go home, Dallas. You're gonna go home. You're gonna go home, you are. You're gonna go home. We don't have each other. You're gonna go home.
It's like she worked herself up. You know how like you're slightly sad, but then you just start talking about it, you get more, or you're a little bit mad.
Going home. No, like you're going home.
Like you're going.
Dallas, you're going home.
Dallas, I believe if you don't have the vets, you're going home.
You're going home.
Oh, she's so iconic. The one thing I really like about Ika in this moment is that, to me, she is the smartest vet in this case. Not because I like her, but Big Brother Canada has had a history of bringing people back, like just bringing people back. It's no surprise it's happened quite a few times at that point. They had done it on season 3, they had done it on season 4, and they were in season 5. So Ika wants to move with candor and honesty. Dallas, if you go up on there, like, you're gonna go home. You don't have the votes. When she's talking to the vet, she says, I don't want to make him look like a punk ass bitch. Like, I want him to know that he is going home. One, I think it's a thing of respect, right? But like, when we think about like jury management, like little things like that actually make a difference. And the vets are like playing in his face. Like, it's quite frustrating. Like, Dallas is playing for his life. That scene where he like does that vet meeting in the gold room. And he's like, Kevin, like, I have you, right? And Kevin's like, well, we don't know. And he's like, but I have you though, regardless, right? It's like, be like, someone's asking you straight up what the tea is. Be honest, be real. It serves you nothing to lie in this case. Like,
literally,
that was an opportunity for honesty and candor. And like, what is Dylan gonna do? Or sorry, what is Dallas really gonna do that's gonna harm your game? Nothing. Like, it actually, you don't lose anything from being honest. Hey, Dallas, to be honest, I'm a little shaky on you. I just feel like this. You then have the upper hand. It doesn't remove anything from you. And I think Ika being, I think this also is a turning point. The fact that they didn't want to give Dallas the respect as a vet, I think contributes to her not wanting to align with them anymore. And it's not directly towards her, but it's the thing about human decency that the vets to me lack, because they're thinking it's a game. No, it's a game, yes, but there's humans involved.
Also, like, I think it's important in Big Brother, in any social strategy game, to be open to all possibilities. And I think this was also an indicator, those conversations that he had with the vets versus the one with Ika. Ika leaves the conversation. She's like, well, I mean, what could we do? Maybe we do need to keep Dallas. I mean, maybe there's a way we can vote out Emily. She even has conversations with Cass and Netta or whoever about it. And it's like, she's opening her mind to the fact that maybe Dallas staying is actually beneficial, because it could be beneficial. And one thing Kevin and Bruno didn't do was that they never switched their mindset, where Dallas was the one person who voted with them last round when they got blindsided. It's like Dallas was in apparently allegiances with them. Like, he directly was asking Kevin. It's because he probably trusted Kevin. He probably wanted to work with Kevin. It's like, honestly, you should consider potentially someone else being a bigger target than him. Honestly, for Kevin, Karen needed to go, probably, because Karen was on that ass all season. And it's like, instead of him being willing to open his mind. He's just so, I guess, nervous or scared or punk ass to where he doesn't even feel like he wants to. It's like he targeted Dallas. It is what it is. It's Dallas. And it's like, no, you do need to think of other possibilities, which is why I feel like Ika's on a different frequency at this moment because she's genuinely considering it at this point.
And I think that's why Kevin, if we're ranking like his gameplay as a winner, I am a little bit lower on it only because I do feel like his social and strategic maneuvering is really tunnel vision and one-sided. I also feel like he's someone who gets comfortable in his position. And when he does that, he doesn't necessarily start making the social connections he needs to make. Yeah. Like, we're definitely going to get into it more as the season progresses. But I do think him as a player, he benefited a lot from the ability in competitions because as a social strategic player, he's not that top tier. He truly isn't, in my opinion. No shade. But we don't see. Maybe some things are going to arise that I didn't notice on the first time. But
so far, he's like not even top 5 for me. No shade. Like so far, it's only week 2. But right now, it's just like he doesn't seem like he's doing a lot of things that are pushing him forward. Even the entire concept of Dallas going, it's not his influence it doesn't feel like he's doing anything to cause it really, which is the issue that I have with him. But
I think the thing about Kevin, in all honesty, is that he's a good player in a different way. Like, in my opinion, Kevin is a student of the game. And so, like, obviously I'm not going to try to get too ahead, but he analyzed the game before coming into the season and understood the formula of the game, which is why he benefits from how he goes about the end game, in all honesty. But like, again, like for me, like I love a social player. I love someone who navigates the game as a social beast, if you will. And Kevin is not that. That doesn't mean that Kevin isn't necessarily a good winner because he's strategic in a way, but based off a lot of people whose criteria is like, or when they rank players, like Kevin doesn't show up because they value social players above all else.
You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of James Ryan and BB6. Because when we were rating James Ryan, I remember thinking like I have to give him a somewhat good score because I feel like on average he is smarter than most people who play this game. Like I think Kevin Martin is smarter than most people and can understand this game better than most people. But is he a better player than most? That's where I get tripped up. And I think Kevin is James if he was able to beast out in BB6 and win the whole game, which could have happened if the backdoor wasn't a thing. So it's like they're kind of similar in that way, like game bodish, yet not as strategically or socially as good as they could. Because I think with the game knowledge, if you were able to lock in on that side, the social strategic, then you're unstoppable. Then we're talking like Dan, Derek, Levasseur level, Anthony Douglas level. And I don't get that from Kevin. I think Kevin, in a way, is kind of talked up to that level and from some people, but I never got that sense.
Yeah. Child, we'll see. We watching. And that's the thing. The reason I bring him up is because I'm not bringing him up because he's doing anything, no shade. Well, he is doing a little flirting, but I'm bringing him up because he's the winner. And I'm like, okay, we're 2 weeks in, baby. Where's the winner? But we get to the veto ceremony. Of course, Dylan uses the veto himself, and Dallas has a last-ditch kind of effort to get all the vets kind of back on his side, which honestly, y'all, I kind of liked the thinking. I enjoyed the thinking. It felt first time playing level. It felt like Tucker, no shade. Like, it just felt like this is your first time playing. It didn't feel like veteran to me, but I loved the thinking. He was like, look, Dylan, I'm after you. I'm going to be after the one person who put me in this position, and that was Dylan. Now, I feel so bad for Dylan. This is the second time somebody called him out for no reason. Like, literally no reason.
He really just minded his business, too. The look on his face, he was so confused. What did I do?
I feel so bad for Dylan. Like, when we put him in Kia last week, I was like, understandable. But like, if there's someone who goes through it in this game, it's him. Like, genuinely, like
for him
he has.
Already.
I think he has one of the roughest times. And like where he ends up is quite stellar for the beginning of his game, in all honesty. But it's hard. I feel like, first of all, I don't want to even credit Tucker because Tucker came after Tucker came after Dallas, but I think the power in BB Can that we've seen is the power of speeches. Like when I watch Big Brother US and people do speeches, I'm like, I don't know if it's really going to do anything. Like I genuinely just don't. We've seen it happen like maybe once recently, and not this last season, but 2 seasons ago with the chemo vote, I think.
Yeah.
But aside from that, like in Big Brother Canada, like they have a history of like having speeches. Like season 3, Godfrey, like I want your blood on these hands. Like Mitch's, I'm going to surgically remove your butt from this game. Like these speeches that are so good, they actually have impact. And so to me, it didn't feel newbie. It felt classic Big Brother. Like someone making a speech at the ceremony and calling someone out. Like that to me is like some of the best Big Brother Canada that we get. And it's normal. It's almost like the norm. And it was set up that way.
And that's very true. So boom, that happens. They have a little tiffle. They go back and forth. And at this point, honestly, at first I was like, is he like, obviously he's doing this to try to stay in the game, but he was also really going to target Dylan. It seems like he was actually just going to target Dylan, which is like back to my point of, I mean, maybe switch your mindset, Kevin, like maybe Dallas can stay. He's targeting Dylan. I don't know, but that occurs. And I mean, at this point, it's basically Dallas is going home. He's on the block now. It's official. There's not much you can do campaign-wise. It was basically over after.
I felt bad because there was so many conversations on the feeds of him talking to different people, and I was just reading past those because I'm like, baby, this don't matter. You going home. You trying everything you can. There was so much more that we even didn't see in the episode. Like apparently he was calling fake house meetings. He woke them up banging pots and pans. He was doing a lot, baby. Like Dallas.
Now, also what we got was some Kevin Martin and some William. We just have to speak about it because they put it on the episode.
Zanky, come to the mic. Your bones, Zanky. No shade. Like I understand that Kevin isn't okay. Actually, this is my theory on Kevin.
He's a whore.
He's a whore. That's number one.
That's obvious.
And I think he did reveal, or it's very obvious in some sense that he's sexually fluid. And I think that fluidity is valid, but I don't think that he has zero emotions for William. I don't believe him when he says in the dining room that I'm fully using this person, because some of the stuff I've heard that went down on this season, baby, you ain't got to do all of that. You ain't got to do all of that to use somebody. Now, because let's be real, and because here's my thing. Maybe it's because I don't want to choose to believe that he's just an evil person, because if a person is capable of doing that, I truly feel like they're evil, and we may need to be on the lookout for this man. Okay? Here's what I choose to believe. He does like that boy, but he got Peely at home, so he got to say to the camera, I'm just playing him. Same with Johnny. I feel like he has somebody at home, and he had to let the camera know, oh, I'm just playing him. And it's like, how much are you truly playing the situation?
Josiane, what you think?
It's hard because, like, to me, like, I do think it's just straight up gameplay. Like, I genuinely think it's straight up gameplay.
Ooh, okay.
I think Kevin doesn't mind crossing that line. Like, if anything, William should have known better. To me, I'm not 100% sure, but when those vets came down the stairs, like, he knew exactly who each and every single one of them was. Like, when he saw Aiko walk down the stairs, he said, oh, I'm like scared. Like, you're a star. That's not coming off of nothing, right? That comes off of understanding and having knowledge of the game. Like, William, I don't know if you saw Kevin's season, but like, Johnny is a prime example of that. He went and used Johnny up until he couldn't anymore. Like, he didn't care for, like, when Kevin could have saved Johnny with the veto and refused to, even though Johnny had saved him with the veto in season 3. Like, Kevin does this, and then he goes to Pilar, and then they're together. They're in a relationship. At this point, I believe they're living together. So for him to come on this house and do the same thing, like, it's like, want to assume that William is a bit naive, but I don't think he's that naive.
Mm-hmm.
And especially in other seasons, like we have him, he's like, well, you think I'm your boy toy, you're my boy toy, Kevin, and his like French accent. And it's I don't know. Like I genuinely just think it's game for Kevin, but it doesn't mean that it's like he's faking something. Like I think he is probably attractive for sure, but I don't know how much of it I think is real, because he does. It's like a pattern.
But that's the thing, that's why I feel like it is real, because if that true, because if we're talking morally, which I understand this is a game, but if we're talking morally, I do think it's kind of sick for your strategy is to go to the first queer person you see and act like you're into queer people. We saw him do it with Johnny. We see him do it a little bit with Gary. We see him do it with William. I heard he did it
a little bit.
I heard him do it on Traders Canada with the drag queen on there. I heard he was doing the same thing on Trans Canada. So it's like, is that truly your go-to strategy, or are you in a space where you can be your fully sexual fluid self, so you just do it? I think it's a little bit of both. I think even if he is actually attracted, it's still for strategic reasons. I just don't think it's fully strategic. I truly feel like there's some type of fun that he's having there sexually.
But I think it's a benefit.
Yeah. It's very much so. I think there are certain humans in this world who have a capability in their brain to just fully separate game and then personal emotions. And I genuinely feel like Kevin is one of those people. I also feel like Tyshawn, the winner of BB Can 9, is one of those people as well. And they had similar strategies at a point. I think there's a pattern you can notice in their gameplay that also kind of, I feel like, explains this whole situation as well. I genuinely feel like Kevin can turn it off and turn it on when it comes to personal feelings in this game. I think this game is this game, and his personal feelings are his personal feelings. So I agree that, like, I think he does have personal feelings in a way, but I also agree with Josiane that it's fully game when he's acting on these within the game. I think he can be in a fully game mode. And I kind of feel the same way about Tyshawn, because, you know, we had the situation with Brayden, and also with Tyshawn, it's like he cut off Beth and Jed so quickly, but it's because in his mind, I'm friends with these people. I might have feelings for certain things about these people, but it's a game. So I'm going to use it to all I can, and I'm going to throw them bitches away when I got to. And I think it's the same with Kevin. Like, he would do whatever he needs to do with William if he's seen him on the street, I feel. But in this game, it's a game. So we're doing what we're doing in the game. And I'm also feeling these things, but baby, it doesn't matter because this is a game. So I'm taking your ass out.
I think everyone has different limits and boundaries and what they're willing to do to win. Like, would I do that to someone who like let's say a lesbian? Like, I wouldn't do that. Like, that's a bit much. Like, I think there's a different level to it than even if I was doing it just to a guy. Like, I think there's a sensitivity there as well. Especially, like, I think people, like queer people, go through in like their own individual journeys, but it's still like, to leverage that to me feels even worse than to just do it to someone who's like, like, you know, to me, that's my opinion.
It's very morally icky, but it's, I don't know if I morally, I don't know what I feel.
I wouldn't be able to.
Because I think for some people, it's like, bitch, that's definitely morally horrid. And then for me, it's like, I don't think I immediately go to, it's definitely morally bad, but maybe I'm a morally not fully sound person, because if I'm in the game, I might use whatever the fuck I have to use. But also because I'm gay, if I was doing this with Kevin, it's like I'm in the position of less dominance in the situation. So obviously me, quotations, using Kevin to however well I can, it's very different than a straight man using a gay man. And it's just so weird and icky from that perspective. But it's like, is he a straight man? No shade. It's not even shady. It's okay to not be straight. So it's like,
I think Kevin is fluid, but I'm not going to assume anything. I will say, I think there's a difference between, like, maybe this is like a little bit toxic.
What?
You know, friends who kiss, like, okay, like, I could have an occasionally. Like, sometimes you just want to make out with someone,
That's
you know,
true.
have a little kiss, have a little flirt, have a little whatever. Like, it's okay. Especially when they have those nights with alcohol, like, like, it gets down. Like, don't ask me what I do with my time, but I'm just saying, like, that's fine to me. What makes it weird, I think, is when those moments are used. I'm gonna leverage the fact that this person has a crush on me to then do this and that and whatever.
And that's crazy because I think I would do that, which is so insane.
I would do that with a man. I would do that with a man. I just wouldn't do that with,
because I'm just like,
I wouldn't do it with someone I would actually not interested in at all. Like a queer person.
If I'm in the Big Brother house and someone has a crush on me and I know they have a crush on me, it's like, you can stay as long as you need. You have a crush on me, like do what I want, which is crazy. But also we see in this season, and obviously they're married now, but we see in the season, Dimitri is like, googly eyes for Ika. He's literally said, I would do whatever Ika tells me to do. And if Ika uses that, I'm not ever calling her morally wrong. But it's also different because it's just a different power dynamic. But it's like, girl, use it. Like Ika should run Dimitri. And if I was there, I would run whoever has a crush on me too, if I feel like I need to. So it's just so hard. That's the part that's hard for me to disconnect, because it's like, baby, William's handed him a silver platter. Like literally, William's like, I'm in love with you, baby. Do what I want. Thank you. It's just, it's hard. It's very hard. But
like, if the roles were like, I don't know. Like, I think again, it also depends on the other person's comfortability. Like, to me, I'm thinking, oh, like poor William. Like, kind of in my head, because I'm like, but maybe William doesn't care. That's also part of it.
Yeah.
But we have those moments where, to me, and I could be wrong, I can't speak for them, but to me, it seemed like William was actually interested. And later on in the season, there's a conversation that happens in French, from what I remember, I think between Dre and William in the HOH room. And Dre's like, girl, he's using you. Like, he's using you. Like, you need to snap out and like understand that he's using you. Yeah. And for a moment, from what I remember, I haven't seen the episode, but from what I remember, like, William was hurt. And I think that's why he kind of is like, I'm going to use him as my boy toy. Like, it felt like overcompensation for the fact that he was a little bit hurt. And I think that's what makes it a bit different. Like, it's all fun and games until someone gets hurt.
Very true.
Yeah. I also feel like if I thought more highly about Kevin's game, I would respect it more. I just feel like in the situations where it happens, it's like it does benefit him to an extent, but like, you could have had a relationship with Johnny where he used the veto and not had played with his heartstrings. Same with
right.
And that's where it feels like, in my mind, I have to believe that he does feel something for these people, because if not, it's like, in my mind, I think you're a terrible fucking person, and you're not even at the game to be a terrible fucking person. Like, there are some terrible people who eat at Big Brother, and it's like, I have to give you your 10s. It's like, I can't fully give him his 10s because it's like, you didn't necessarily do this to propel your game. Like, I wouldn't say Johnny propelled his game. I wouldn't say William propelled his game here. They helped in some clutch situations, I will say, but got you to the win. Like Tyshawn, in a way, with Brayden, in a way, he used that boy to get to the end.
Yeah, Brayden helped him win the game, I would argue.
And I don't think that these people helped him win. But like I said, we're still analyzing this season, so we'll see.
I see what you're saying.
One time that he could have went home, and then he didn't. But
I see what you're saying, because it's like, he went in the game and he said, "Ooh, a gay man. Let me go do that." And it's like, you would have did that no matter what. You would have did that even if William couldn't win it to save his life. You would.
That's right. Like, even
he didn't know what William could do. What if William won 0 competition, 0 vetoes the entire season? He still would have been fucking on him in bed. No shade. Like, so I think I see what you're saying. Like, he would have done that regardless of what William could have provided, and that's more of an indicator of. Because he was also flirting with Gary. Right?
Yeah, actually, like, even I think at one point Dallas is flirting with Gary. That's the thing. Like, I
need to see that.
What I don't like,
men flirt with gay boys in all these seasons. Men, they were flirting with Frankie. All of them niggas was flirting with Frankie. Was in heaven in BB16.
Yeah, did you see that one clip of Brayden when Jed and Tyshawn come slap him on the ass? Like, girl, living my dream. Living my dream.
I think it's, but I think there's a level to it, right? Like, I think you can be a little flirty sometimes, but like, there's a line that can't be crossed. That's the thing, and the line depends on the individuals, right? Like, sometimes I flirt with my queer friends all the time, and but it like, for example, like, my gay friends are always like, I want to marry you, Josie. Like, I love you. Like, you're my wifey. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, we both know it's not serious. It's not going to happen. Blah, blah, blah. Like, but that line, I would never say something to cross a line to make anyone uncomfortable, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Like my queer friends would never say anything to make me uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like once you know a person, you know what that line is. But like as a straight person, like I do feel like if you, I don't know, I personally just find it icky, the idea of like having that leverage of knowing that this person can like you, but you'll never like them. And then you're like dangling that idea that maybe you can change me. Maybe you can change me. It's like, it's a bit toxic, a bit icky.
Yeah, very toxic. Ciao. All right, let's move. So Kevin's doing that. Emily tries this cute little plan. I thought the plan was cute. She has this plan, yada, yada, yada. It was cute. I don't really care.
It just wasn't moving much around.
It was cute. And then we get to the eviction. That was literally it. We get to the eviction. Dallas is evicted. And he has this speech about how there's the biggest snake in this house. And her name is Cindy. Cindy for S for snake. I don't know where this came. Who has the information? Lee, Josiane, what's T?
I'm sorry. I think the issue here becomes that Dallas genuinely feels betrayed by the vets. And Dallas thinks that Cindy is the reason why he gets put up on the block. He says it to Arissa, like, when I walked into an HRH room, I saw Cindy talking to Dimitri. And right after that, that's when Dimitri told me I have to go on the block. I think it's a time and situation thing. But the vets actually didn't have Dallas's back. Like, if we're being real, Dallas never did anything to the vets. Like, say what you want about Cassandra. Like, Cassandra's actively going after the vets. Dallas, his big beef is with Karen because he feels like Karen betrayed Mark and him because Mark went up on the block and she made a deal, even though she feels as though they fell before the deal was made. Like, Dallas is talking ill on Karen pretty much the entire week. And I think it comes from a vet place of insecurity. They're thinking like, well, Dallas looks close to Dylan and Emily, and they don't really have a conversation with Dallas about it. That's my issue. Like, there's a big communication problem amongst people when you really got nothing to do in that house but to communicate. Like, I just find that strange. So I think Dallas just feels betrayed, and he blames it on Cindy, but his plan is to do a house meeting and put it on Bruno and Kevin at one point. And I think Cindy must have been the last vet to piss him off before the live eviction, and he ended up talking about Cindy. But he was really fed up with the vets, and we see it towards the end of that episode when he's trying to campaign to the newbies.
Cass says in the chat that Cindy basically told Dallas he was staying when he wasn't, and he caught her in that lie. He did mention overhearing her da-da-da-da-da. I didn't understand it, but maybe that's what it was, that she was pretending. Because Cindy does a lot of, like,
lying.
Literally lying. You always do that. You always lie. That is true.
All you do is talk shit, Cindy.
Like, that's the complete antithesis to Ika immediately telling him he's going home. And it's like, I'm sure at this point, it's like, Ika already told me I'm going home. Why are you lying? Quit lying.
Literally.
And she has no reason to lie. He's already
he's not even going to jury. Why are we lying to this man?
He's already on the block. Like, he's gonna know you're evicting him in 5 minutes.
At least be like, well, I'm leaning towards this because of this, this, and this. And how does that make you feel? Like, have a conversation with him. Don't just lie to his face and brush it off. Like,
the way you treat others in that house has an impact, even if it's not directly to that person. And I think this season is a testament to it. The issues that stem a lot from this house is the fact that people feel that the way they treat others is not right. Like, Ika's whole thing is, I don't like the way you're treating Dallas. Like, just be honest with him. And again, like I said, like, you have nothing to lose from being honest at this point in time. Like, if, let's say Dallas does come back, right? All of you spent that time lying to him for what? Literally. Like, that's not a relationship you can repair. Because then it was like, it was never necessary to lie to Dallas. It was never that deep. It was never that deep. Like, they could have been honest and kept it pushing. Because technically Dallas was in the wrong. Like, he shouldn't have done, Dallas should have been more aware. He should have known to talk to all the people all the time. This is Big Brother. But Cindy chose to lie, and like, she was getting irritated, but it's like, you reap what you sow. Like, you didn't have to do all that lying.
Truly. Child, let's tier rank the girls. We're here. I know that's right. Any more thoughts on the week? Anything else occurred?
Child, we got to get to this Survivor, Henny.
Oh! Fuck, I forgot.
Yes, sister.
No! Let me stop.
Where?
Girls are Survivor fans.
Okay, I have to rectify a wrong.
Yes.
Netta should never have been mid last week. I came to my senses after we spoke to one of the royal court members. I liked Netta. It's hard because I know Netta's overall archetype, but when she walked in, she did nothing wrong. She was mothering. Like she was mothering. She hasn't the Netta that we don't like in this season starts later on, and we should have never put her in mid. And I would like to apologize for letting Netta down.
I will say, reading the feeds, I agree with you. Like, it's because the week one is like, it's just there was nothing there. But when I read through the feeds, like, Netta's playing good. I don't have an issue with what she's doing. Actually, she's one of the best. And it's clear that she's really skilled at this game, at social strategy games. Obviously, she won the trade. She did so good at the first time she played. Her true issue was that she was cursed with this safety. I think if she didn't have the safety, she would have been fine, honestly. She's doing good. I agree. I do agree. Period. Let's start at the bottom. Jackie, is there a reason? Didn't we name it?
There's no reason to move Jackie Chan.
Right. Because what?
I'm shaking. I can't with Karen. I'm shaking.
Get away from me.
Get away from me.
Like, I can't right now.
That conversation was so funny because Karen just made that shit up.
Literally.
Like, someone's been running around saying Red is trying to flip the house.
Do y'all know?
Like, who said that? Karen.
Do y'all know how God sends people in your life to test your nerves? Like, sometimes it'll be your son, sometimes it's your mama. For Jackie, it was Karen. Because when I tell y'all, Karen will just walk up to Jackie and lie and walk away. It's like, what are you? Just Jackie. She doesn't tell the lie to anybody else. It'll just be Jackie. And then she'll go to Dimitri and say, Jackie was telling me that she was going to target you.
Yes.
Like after Jackie just said, get away from me, she just went and told him that a whole, like, what is the beat?
And like, they fight way more than we see on the episodes, like before feeds and during this week of feeds. Like, they're so ridiculous.
I kind of love it. It's kind of campy that it's happening because it's like, I need something else to happen fun. And that's so fun to me. But yeah, Jackie's a chop. Mark is gone. I need to move him from this list, actually. Hold on.
Bye. I will say in this time, one thing about Karen, she needs to fight with someone. And she switched that. Once Jackie, was out of the picture, she found her next target on that neck.
Emily, I hate to say it, she not Akaya this time. Like, she was.
Is she not?
Well, she was doing a lot. She was doing a lot.
I just feel like when the a lot does nothing at all, is it really anything?
Well, she did. I think she. Okay, let's be real. Like, love Miss Ika Wong, but as a newbie, she's one of the only people playing the game. Like, genuinely properly.
Like, she campaigned.
Dre and Emily are the only ones.
After Vito, she had a plan to make Dylan and Dallas seem like they're still cool. Someone did question him about. But
like, I don't think she's clear.
Now that I'm thinking about it, like, I'm talking
Y'all
about,
can do shy. Y'all can do shy. I mean, she will always be a Kaya to me. No shade.
No shade.
I feel like Emily wasn't even, to be real, she was mid to me.
We'll do child.
Because people are actually worse than Emily this week.
I do.
So they'll put her at the top of Cha.
I agree that people are worse. I guess they just need to all be in child because I don't.
All right. All right. I'm not even a big fan of Emily. I'm just trying to be real.
No, you spill in. Dylan, girl, I don't know. Thoughts?
Bump him up. I feel for him every time.
We gotta bump him up. I feel so bad. I was genuinely like, wow, they're bullying him.
And he has a black child that he takes care of. Like,
a black child?
Black child?
Oh, y'all don't. Did y'all not see that first episode? He definitely takes care of a black child.
I did not peep that in his intro.
His niece is black.
Oh, mother!
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
He's definitely
how he hang out with Gary and Ika. He knows black people.
But I genuinely did like him this week. He got called out. He got nominated. He won the veto. He bucked up to Dallas. Like, I didn't have no problem with it. And he collecting Emily as a girlfriend. Or did they date? What is that?
Not yet.
Okay, friends. All right, we move.
They friends.
Very interesting.
They do friend flirting as we do.
Very interesting duo. I kind of hate them as a duo though. I need Emily to go home.
Oh. Now what? All right.
William
William's still a Kaya.
He's still a guy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That relationship
Dallas was campy this week.
Dallas is my man. So we're not putting him in chop. Camp.
He's campy to me, Josiane.
That's my man. Like, let's not please.
Kevin is Kai to me. What did he do?
He's Kai.
He could be right there with his boyfriend.
Yeah, he could be there with his man.
Yeah. Oh, that's not. All right, next.
Oh, Bruno. Who?
He's Kai for sure.
Yeah. Who? Below.
He's lucky he won that veto last week. That's all I'm saying.
Below them. Like,
yeah.
At least they had a scene.
Yeah, it was crickets.
Dimitri's HOH.
But his move was like.
Was it a move?
I would say mid.
Okay.
Like,
I just know he's gonna come up.
Spectacular to me.
Yeah, it's not. It wasn't anything great. I think it was iconic that he won the HOH just in general. But when he executed, it just felt like
But that's what he had to do.
That's true.
That's what he had to do.
And he had to be mid. He had to be mid.
He had to give mid.
Forward. Yeah.
He can't serve yet. Like he has to keep it all in.
He warms up. He's heating up his nacho. He just made the play.
Right. Okay. Right.
Neda. I like her.
Oh yeah, she needs to go up. I'm sorry. I need to rectify wrong.
Go up
like
to
Neda
where?
is up. Like she's mother, low key.
I don't think she's mother yet.
She won't. Let's be real. Week 1 and week 2, that was the only time she can be mother. Like that's the only.
That's
time.
true. So we need to go ahead and give her a
shot. So I need to rectify it wrong.
Can we get like 3 good reasons? Like I'm like
okay. I'm here. Prior to the chaos of double eviction and like everything else, right? Mm-hmm. Neda is the center of it. Like to be real, like she is trying to keep Ika with the vets. The core 3 is actually Ika, Sydney, and Neda. Like Neda is actually the one directing the gameplay and trying to keep the vets together, which is actually very good for Ika's game because out of all the vets, they're all targeting Ika. Like Emily, Jackie, and what's her face? Dre, sorry. Mm-hmm. They are talking about targeting her. Like they're like, we have to go after Ika. In the feeds, Emily and Jackie are agreeing to go after Ika. Neda is the one helping to continue to protect our mother. So I have to give her mother status right now because I know she won't have it anymore. Just like y'all gave Gary mother status because Gary will not have it in a few weeks.
All right. You know what I will say?
You told me when you said she's protecting Ika. You sold me.
Honestly, what sold me, which you didn't even necessarily say, but I think what I realized, Dallas going home was the best for Neda. I'd argue Ika's friends with Dallas. I'd argue Cassandra's friends with Dallas. I'd argue Dallas voted with Kevin and Bruno. Of all of the bets,
Neda benefited the most.
Because Neda has beef with Cassandra and she needed to weaken him. Huh.
That's what I'm saying. Like Neda is actually in the best position in this house. And she mothered on feeds.
We'll do it.
Thank you, Teo. I hope you
we'll do
saw
it.
That.
Dre. Dre this week, I'm like,
that's not
this week. I mean, didn't much happen with my sister this week.
She don't gotta go too low.
Mid.
Wow.
She's still
not the Black Queen.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Did you see her arm trick?
Well, yeah.
She got that advantage. She got that advantage. She's the reason why we saw all these men twerk. Let's remember the basics. Like game-wise, we didn't see much, but everything else in the show, Dre has a part of. That dinner, superbe.
Yeah.
She is leading the game in a camp way.
In
a way that entertains us. She's camp. Right? You can behind the last camp, but she's camp.
She's below Dallas at least.
I'll allow it, but she must remain in camp.
Okay.
You fight hard.
I don't have to keep Jay in camp. Cassandra.
Ciao.
Cindy.
Mid.
Right.
Yeah. Gary.
I've fought my battles. If y'all want to keep Gary,
Right.
I know how to be a fair player in this game that we call ranking. If y'all want to keep Gary there, you can keep Gary there. But
I think we can move him down to camp.
I think so too. Honestly, I think he'd be towards the bottom of camp for them eyebrows.
Gary shines in the next 2 weeks, where
Okay.
mother status will not ever even be up for debate.
Oh my God. Karen, she's not a mother, but she's still campy. She's still campy. And Ika is Ika. All right. There we have it. Period. We ate that shit up. Make sure y'all get into the rest of the shit we got going on. Of course, we're going to be back next Monday, talking about Big Brother Canada as well. We'll be talking episodes 6, 7, and 8 next week on Monday. So get into that. Also on Wednesday, we'll be talking about episodes 9, 10, and 11. It's kind of moving. Damn. Get into our Survivor recap, which is tonight, literally now. Oop. Also, Amazing Race, The Challenge, Baddies, Love Cabin. Get into all of that. And baby, we got to go talk about Survivor. So thanks for keeping it real with the kingdom.
Bye.
Bye.